we're good.
Talk about how your guys have come along through the spring.
Oh, well, they're coming. You really don't realize the youth till you really get out there and start working with those guys. But I saw improvement out of all of them. They're a hard-working group, some more than others, but I've seen a vast improvement in them all.
One of the things you're looking for is leadership, and you don't have a whole lot of veteran guys. How's a guy like Nosa? I mean, there's just a sophomore. I know he's one of the guys you've been looking for to kind of step up in that leadership role.
Well, Nosa, I think Nosa's a natural leader. I think that's his role, and he understands that. But probably one that's really been stepping up is Corey Lemonier. He's really been stepping his game up and really been vocal. I've noticed it a little bit more in the huddle. He's saying, trying to get the group on the right page, but those have been the two guys that really been trying to be the leaders of the defensive front.
Defensive tackle, where you're, I guess, really shorter than a defensive end, is how difficult has it been with so many young guys and not many of them?
So anytime you're short, it's not really fun. But those two guys, Kenny Carter and Jeff, those two guys are good football players, and they're young also. But what I explained to those guys is the fact that now you have to be the guy to come out and set the tempo. They were so used to, sitting back watching Nick and watching all those other guys go out and set the tone, and now they have to be the guys who go out and set their tone. So I think from this point in spring, I think they've understood that, and they've tried to raise their game up, to be the start it off for us. So it's going to be interesting to see.
How important is it for some of Derek Likes and Jamar to make some progress to where they can?
Well, in the SEC is depth, so those guys are vitally important to make progress, and they don't understand. They got to understand that they're a very important part of what we're going to do next fall. Also, you got some freshmen sitting at home right now. That's going to probably factor into what we do this fall. So, I'm on the phone with those guys, communicating also how important it's going to be for them to come in here with the mindset of how can I help the team from day one. Gabe Wright is one. He's been around a lot this spring. He's taken in some of our practices, but he's actually a guy we're counting on, and some of the other guys actually too. So, by the time fall gets here, Derek and all those guys inside, hopefully we'll be able to create some depth. But I think they've made some strides this spring too. So I think Derek Likes has probably impressed me a little bit this spring. And he's really had a tough go with some of his off-the-field issues, but he's been a guy that's really been fighting this spring.
Has there been any thought of moving anybody inside?
Well, there's always some talk, but, you don't want to make a drastic change without actually getting those freshmen in here. You can't really make a change till you get the whole group together. So, but there has been some talk, but, nothing official. There's been some mentioning, but, it's nothing official right now. Everybody's where they're at right now, and that's probably where we're going to keep them going into the fall.
What are you looking for out of the spring game from these guys?
It's the same thing, just progress, just continue. Get in the game situation, play in the situation, just understand and run, first down, third down, and short yardage, just all the situations, because we try to do it in practice, but they know now it's just practice. So putting them in a game environment and seeing how they react with people around them, with distractions. And so it'll be exciting to see those guys, especially some of those young guys, get out there and play when it's a lot of distraction, a lot of crowd noise, and other things going on besides coaches screaming at them.
And notice, like when you're working with the guys, you're focusing on guys using their hands. Is that one of the tough things for young defensive linemen to learn to do, is to use their hands to?
Well, it's kind of like being a boxer. You don't use your hands, you get hit in the mouth. It's just like football. They don't want to use their hand to get hit in the mouth. So I mean, sooner or later they get tired of getting hit in the mouth, they start using their hands. So obviously some of them ain't tired of getting hit in the mouth yet, but they're coming. And the toughest thing is to run, they'll protect themselves, but on the pass they don't really understand how they got to use their hands. And that comes with just muscle memory. Just keep them using their hands, keep them just focusing on it, and eventually it just becomes a habit.
How about a couple of young guys who haven't played yet, Justin Delane and Joel Bonbon? How are these guys coming along?
Well, you know what? Joe's a work in progress, and Justin is too. The thing with those guys is they're really raw when it comes to their technique, and the effort is there. It's just they hadn't really just done it in a structured environment. Justin Delaney is in it. Is probably a guy that's very intriguing to me because he's so big and runs so fast. And Joe I refer to Joe as a power line on the ground. He just got a lot of energy that's going everywhere. So I'm trying to get him just funnel that energy one way and just buy into what I'm teaching and what we're teaching here on defense. And each one of them have made progress this spring. From Joe, from being that guy, to now he's starting to understand where we're trying to get him and the things we're trying to do on defense. So even those guys have made some strides this spring. But you know, I don't want to get progress confused with being good because we're nowhere close to where we got to be.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.